Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
Yeah, it's time for another daily dose of dismal Disney. We're going to talk about Disney getting in a lawsuit. You're going to walk me through this one.
Yeah, so there's yet another lawsuit around Typhoon Lagoon. This time, we had the one lady who hit her head on the Humunga Cowabunga water slide and then went underwater and suffered traumatic brain injury. We had that one first. That wasn't first. That was second. The other one we talked about was the woman who had the atomic wedgie that ended up shooting water so far up her parts she had to have gynecological emergency surgery. That was that person. And this person's suing because when their kid came off the water slide, they lifted their kid over their head because the floor of the area was textured. They got rash. They got like a road rash or brush burns.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this. Look, I don't want to minimize anyone's pain and suffering, but the amount of money that they're asking for what is effectively the kind of injury you'd see from crashing your bicycle. Is kind of crazy.
Yes, but she's upset because now because her legs were nice and didn't have any marks on them, and now she's got some scars and she's embarrassed. It must be nice to make it to 40-some years old without any varicose veins, cellulite, cut, scars, or anything. So, oh God, you had a good run.
Now I never run again because I can't show my legs.
They get hot and it's uncomfortable.
I could see if you lost your legs at Disney, which has actually happened to people. I can see that, but
I get that she got hurt and she did get hurt. So I think there should have been some kind of compensation, at least covering medical expenses or something. I do think that, but I just think $2 million is excessive for what it was. And her husband's also a lawyer.
Yes. So there's that too. So we're going to talk about it. It actually hit the New York Post. People have opinions on it.
Well, I think she gave them, their images were provided by her. So I think my opinion, she probably went to the New York Post with it.
I'm sure. So let's, we'll talk about this because we have experiences at Typhoon Lagoon. We have experiences getting injured at Disney, and no, we've never sued them for millions of dollars. Maybe I should have. I don't know.
People are like, my legs are worth how many millions now? Because I've got all kinds of scars on them.
It's like, are you a leg model? No. All right. So before you get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo. So
where do we want to go? We want to go to the...
You can go to the original article. It's
okay,
fine.
So here's the original article. No, they're burying the Pope. That's not the same thing, but they put that video here.
But that's weird that they put that on top of this one. So yes, this woman is suing for $2 million.
$2 million.
Because of injury she sustained at Typhoon Lagoon. Also, they keep referring to to Walt Disney World as the happiest place on earth. It is not the happiest place on earth. That is Disneyland. Walt Disney World is the most magical place on earth. And I know it's a little nitpick, but it drives me crazy.
Nerd.
I know, but she must be going to Disney every year. She should have known that. Anyway.
Yeah, right. You would think you would know the difference between Disneyland and Disney World. And people don't.
They don't. So do you want to read this? I'll let you read some because I've been talking enough.
All right. Kimberly Panetta, her annual family trip to the happiest place on earth turned into a horror show after she was pummeled by the wave as she grabbed her 3-year-old daughter from a water slide in the children's area of Disney's Magic Kingdom.
I'm trying to think. I think
Wait, this is Typhoon Lagoon. Okay. Tell me you've never been to Disney World.
It's Typhoon Lagoon.
Magic Kingdom is a separate park. That's the park most people think of when they think of Disney World, but it's only one of 6 parks technically because they have the 4 theme parks and the 2 water parks, Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach, and all the crazy stuff seems to be happening at Typhoon Lagoon, which I actually love.
Typhoon Lagoon is where you hear about the most. It seems like that's where the most stuff. It was the first water park they had too. So not the very first one they had River Country, but of the 2, Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon, it was the first of the 2.
Yeah, River Country, R.I.P. It's because people are getting
well, they aren't saying that's why, but I was at River Country. I remember River Country. Anyway, go ahead.
I like Typhoon Lagoon, but not everybody does. That's okay. It was so powerful.
Real quick. I think where the kids, I'm not sure, were the kids' water slides exit, I think might be at the like in one of the parts of the wave pool. So I'm assuming she got hit with the wave from the wave pool. We don't go to the kids slide, so I'm not sure.
Yeah,
because I don't think unless her kid like really somehow was really really big and pushed all the water in front of her, I don't see how that would have caused her to get knocked over unless her footing wasn't good. She didn't have the proper footwear or whatever.
Well, yeah. So I mean, we can speak to that because the wave pool is pretty powerful, and actually, Pinky Boo will not go in the wave pool anymore because she said she almost got dragged underneath it. We had to.
It'll drag you. And that's why I'm thinking it has something to do with the wave pool because she said she got dragged 15 or 20 feet, which was to me sound like the wave pool. And the thing about the wave pool is they do give you an alarm. There's like a sound alarm. And then so when it's going to go off so you can get out of the way. And then they, you can see it coming. But if you're waiting for your kid at the bottom of the slide or your kid just came out the slide, what are you supposed to do? Let your 3-year-old get hit with a wave,
Yeah. So this was in 2022. This was a couple of years ago.
Right. It was a couple of years ago.
And so it takes like years for these lawsuits to work their way through and for the public to catch wind of them. Yes, the wave hit her from the side with such force, she said, pummeled her body and she skidded across the cement or gunite, causing serious road rash scrapes, which is true because
if it is the wave pool, yeah, it will push you like that. Yes.
Yeah, it does. And it is it is cement. It's textured. So people don't lose their grip. Yeah, and Pinky Boo, she actually I think scraped her hands on it too when she went down.
I think so
because it is coarse. Because like I know like when I'd go in, I'd wear water shoes or whatever because I'm like, man, it actually hurts your feet to walk on it. I felt pain immediately and looked down. There was blood. You think you're in the happiest place on earth, the most magical place on earth, the safest place, but it's like being dragged on concrete. It's very rough. Well, it is. It's concrete bottom.
Yeah.
Left her 2 kids then ages 3 and 7 in shock. They were mortified. They could not believe my legs. And of course, when they see blood pouring out of mommy, their eyes were like saucers.
Well, of course, mom's hurt. Yeah. That's probably true. I believe that.
Yeah. Both Panetta and her lawyer husband, Frank, said that their young daughter could have been seriously injured if not for a quick thinking. That, like, look, I'm not
That's
saying
probably true.
It didn't, because our own daughter, we had issues at Typhoon Lagoon. But that being said, when you go to a water park or any park, they do tell you that there are some risks, and they tell you like don't have little kids in the wave pool.
Read under the picture with her and her kids before the picture with her feet.
The family still takes regular trips to Disney, but said they don't intend to return to Typhoon Lagoon. Why are they still going to Disney if they hate Disney and they're suing Disney for $2 million because it looks like she fell off her bike?
I mean, that hurts. I've done that before.
It hurts. Yeah, it hurts, I'm sure.
I just, like, last summer tripped on a blanket. Our dog had his blanket on the floor, and I was trying to run to the phone, and I tripped, and I did that to my leg. It hurts. I also broke my foot, but it hurts. You have actually had injury at Disney like that.
I had an injury very comparable to that, and I actually broke my ribs.
But it was on your arm. Yeah,
it was on my arm. Yeah. I tripped because we had to stop short. Because of our annual trips and the stroller, it was one, and there was nobody else there. She just decided she's gonna make a beeline for her.
It was a he, but yes, he just stopped, and then you almost ran over our daughter. She stopped, and then you ran, and then
I stopped her, and then I tripped because I was trying to get her out of the way because she almost got run over. Because sometimes when she was younger, especially, like, she would not pay attention to where she was at. Snowy white toilet trick, huh? It's because Disney. But she wouldn't pay attention to where she's at. She's kind of like looking around, whatever. I'm like, there's a freaking stroller ahead barreling towards us. Nobody else around us.
No, he could have gone around wide berth. No, right at him.
Right at us. So I had to grab my daughter by the shoulder, stopped her, and then I wound up tripping as a result. I scraped up my arm really bad. I broke my ribs again, which happens because I broke my ribs when I was like 20, and they keep breaking now. It happens.
Change this up. You do a scar, which we're going to get to in a minute.
I saw the scar, yeah.
Snowy white toilet trick is the Snow White movie.
Yeah, right. Flush this turd.
Anyway, so then she said because of the injury, it has left her with scars, which I believe because I have one on my knee. Yeah. You have the one on your arm. So I'm sure she did have some scars. So now she's self-conscious and can't has to wear long pants, and it's too hot. You can read the quote.
Okay. Where's the quote at here? This one. Before the trip, wait, she would have definitely been hurt had my wife not held her up and taken her.
That's the daughter one, yeah.
Oh, that's the daughter. Okay. Yeah. So, and I do agree. I mean, that does happen.
That probably is true.
But they do give you warning. Before the trip, Panetta was a young, svelte woman who had no scars or marks on her legs. What? But the Dix Hills woman is now scarred and self-conscious and keeps her legs covered and must tolerate being hot and uncomfortable. And that's worth $2 million.
Here's the thing. Look, you go to the parks all the time. People have marks on their legs and they're not wearing long pants. You know,
Right.
and some people wear long pants to the parks on purpose because they don't want to get sunburned or whatever. So I'm like, I don't think $2 million is a fair ask. I'm not gonna lie.
Having your hoo-ha ripped to shreds, you know, maybe.
And that woman I think was suing for $50,000.
50. Okay, just to cover like
it might
medical.
have just been like that was the base, and they had to wait and see what they'd award based on medical, and damages. But like her damages are going to be far more excessive than I have scars in my legs, and it makes me uncomfortable now.
Her lawyer husband says she was a young, svelte woman, and now she's not. I'm disappointed. I just can't be with her anymore because every time I look
That's
at
not
her,
what he says.
I see Mickey in her legs, and I can't.
Well, it would have been funny if she had a hidden Mickey scar. I mean,
oh my God,
I'd be showing that off, man. That's street cred.
I still have my
Disney
elbow
people.
scar. I wish it was in the shape of a Mickey. I'd be like, oh, look at what he did to me. He branded me. That son of a bitch.
$2 million.
The trip, oh my God. Okay. The trip was ruined and she was stuck limping around applying bandages.
Well, that probably is true.
So was ours. And you know what? We may do because Disney, people think like, oh God. Okay. So people think when they go to Disney, for some reason, the real world no longer exists and the laws of physics no longer exist and danger no longer exists. And sometimes people do dumb shit at Disney and people get hurt. That's like, unfortunately, and you hear about it, unfortunately, but we talked about the kid with the alligator. That was his parents taking him someplace he wasn't supposed to be and not watching him. And
well, you there watching. It was an off limits area for a reason. It was it wasn't a safe area. It was off the path. It was like high grass and stuff. It was the one place you wouldn't go in Florida.
Right. And they're like, well, they're from the Midwest. They didn't know. I'm like, well, I'm sure
I'm from PA. It's landlocked, and I knew.
Yeah. We have that, and then we have people just getting injured all the time, standing up on coasters. They're not supposed to stand up on coasters.
Wait, people are standing up on coasters?
Yeah, I guess one kid got hurt on Big Thunder Mountain one time. They had a guy lose a hand on Pirates of the Caribbean because when they announced don't put your hand in the water, well, he put his hand in the water and there's a chain there. So it's like they tell you not to do certain things. If it's complete negligence on their part, I get it. If you go to a water park, there's water and there's the wave pool, and you've seen it, and especially Typhoon Lagoon, as you're walking into the park, you can see the wave pool at constant, like every 20 minutes or whatever.
The ground has to be textured too, because if it was smooth, there'd be a lot more people falling and getting hurt.
Yes.
It has to be textured. I totally believe she got drugged. I totally believe it caused the injuries. I saw the pictures there. I believe it. I believe she probably had to bandage it. I believe her leg was throbbing and it probably hurt. I can see that it would ruin your trip, and that I can see asking, Disney under the circumstances for a bit of a credit. They offered him $250. I think
probably
Disney
to pay them back for the day.
Well, yeah, but if you have two kids at a water park and all that, and you can't finish your other days of your trip because you can't walk or whatever, I think they should have given them more than $250. But I think $2 million is excessive.
Oh, that's insane. I think anything. I think I could see them comping her for her trip.
Yeah, even that would be. I mean, it depended on my days. Like, when did you get injured? Were you was it your first day of your trip? Which it could have been, because you get free water parks now on your first day. So it could have been that it was first day of your trip, and then you need the whole trip. And if it's like the next to last day of your trip, well, then you can comp for 2 days or whatever.
The problem and I can't believe I'm defending Disney. I can't believe I'm defending Disney in this. But the problem with this is if you kowtow to one person that gets injured on property, it is going to open the floodgates.
Agreed.
And everybody who gets a paper cut is going to want $1 million from Disney.
Our daughter pointed out a very valid point. She said, well, wait a minute. Did this person and her husband, did they sign up for Disney Plus? And the next thing is, if they did they opt out of the arbitration clause within that time frame? Because if you didn't, you have to be beholden to the arbitration clause.
Yeah.
And I think that, some of their apps involving Disney also have a similar clause, which might mean that my Disney experiences could possibly have it too. I didn't even think of it. Our daughter thought of it.
When you buy tickets to these parks, there is, to the best of my knowledge, especially water parks, because people can drown. It's not, unless the lifeguard was completely negligent, it's not really their fault. It's like, another unfortunate accident at Disney, and all it takes is like one person to, do something that leads to tragedy, and then they make it like a park-wide thing. But the reason they have gates around the swimming pools now is because a kid was like 12 or 13, went down after hours at the Pop Century and drowned. Because and then they were mad there's no lifeguard, and they're like, well, he went down at like 12:30.
They have hours when they post when there's no lifeguard on duty and stuff.
Yes.
They'll say there's no lifeguard on duty from this time. I've taken our kids down to the pools or something where there's no lifeguard, but you have to watch them and understand that there's no lifeguard on duty.
Yeah. So, in this case, I actually I would side with Disney. And be
I know. I
went
do
to the park. This wasn't like you were on a water slide, the water slide broke and like debris landed on you and crushed your leg, and now you're, permanently disabled. That's not what happened.
Well, I think I could be wrong, but when I was looking, I was trying to find the filing, and they were talking about it under being disabilities or something. And I was like, I'm not exactly sure what they filed it as. That's what kind of came up. And I was like, well, I hope they didn't file it as a disability.
Yeah, I expect this to get tossed out pretty damn quick. This Melania G here says the article states she had a rash from rubbing on the cement bottom, no broken bones, not even a sprained ankle, so I doubt she'll get more than a couple $1,000s. Or they might this might actually backfire. They might be like, hey, we'll give you like $5,000.
I don't think they will, unless she does a settlement of some kind, yeah.
Yeah, and you're never allowed to come back to our park.
Because I don't know, but so people were there on the article themselves. People were having comments as well. This was the Twitter comments.
Yeah, so 168 comments. Okay,
there's 168. There was 3 when I first saw it.
Oh my God, there's a ton.
Okay, there was 3, and everybody was siding with Disney.
If you ever went over the East Coast and were slammed by a wave with the same results, you would sue no one. Yeah, it's called Typhoon Lagoon for a reason. It has warning signs, age limits, etc. Depending on the venue, someone's looking for a quick payday. There's always somebody looking for a free ride. Guess you've never been there. Every couple of waves, they do get big. They do. And they do put a whistle out letting you know they're coming.
But unfortunately, though, but my 3-year-old was coming down the slide, and you want to get your kid, it just timed that it happened to be at the same time her kid was on the slide, and her kid could have gotten washed away. So I get why she did what she did.
And her lawyer husband. Sounds like a lawsuit was the plan from the beginning. Ask for $2 million, sell for fast and easy, $350,000. Scam all the way.
Okay, well, I want to point out something else that I found out when I was searching her name to find out information about the lawsuit. There is another lawsuit that comes up with her husband, and a contractor in their same area that was filed last year.
Yeah.
So they're in 2 lawsuits right now with 2 different unrelated things.
Yeah. So, well, when your husband's a lawyer.
I don't know. They might have grounds for both. I honestly can't say.
They might.
They might have really good reason. Maybe the contractor completely effed up their house. I don't know. But I did see something. I tried to read the actual document, but it wouldn't let me find a copy of it because they changed it. But it was something going on about we might have had, cardiac arrest from seeing something, being askew or something. I forgot what was worded, but I was like, well, that's laying it on thick. But
yeah,
that was I'm pretty sure the same people. If it's not, it's some people with the exact same names who live in the exact same area.
Yeah, this is just like, people like tripping and falling deliberately in front of Walmart and being like, oh my God, go get the
I don't think it was deliberate. I think she honestly got injured. I think it was honestly an accident. I believe that she was hurt. I believe her leg hurt. I believe, I've been there. I've had this stuff done. You've been there. It's not fun. And you have to keep it bandaged because it oozes and it's really nasty and it's very sore and takes forever to heal. And you can get scars. And that's probably all true. Especially if you tan, they'll show up more. So I get that, but I don't think it's $2 million worth of damage, especially if you're still going to Disney. You're still going to the parks. You're still going every year. At least that's what was implied in the article.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, if you're so traumatized, why are you still going? Yeah, people said
if you're so embarrassed, why are you still going to the parks? Why don't you just pick a cooler place to vacation?
Yeah, they said they should throw it out anyway because her husband's an attorney and it's conflict of interest. And
I don't know if that's the case because that means anybody who has a spouse that's an attorney can't sue anyone. I don't think that's
but then you should get personally.
But he's representing. I think he's part of the group representing.
Yeah, you should get a different attorney. You should get a different attorney.
I don't know that, but I think that he was listed. I know in the other case with the contractor, he was listed.
It's funny. This guy says, I guess I have a few $1 billion in scars in my body.
Yes.
Then.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, I have
earlier.
Disney scars. I was injured probably just as bad as she was, if not worse, because I actually broke my ribs.
Yeah, and our daughter's got scarred when that person, she has a scar on her leg, I think, on her knee from when she fell when she got the stampede leading to
going to
rise resistance and not rise resistance
Avatar
Flight of Passage,
and she broke her phone.
She broke her phone, she cut her hands up, and she got her knee injured, and I couldn't even stop to take care of her because I had to basically drag her. She was too big to carry, and I basically had to drag her to the wherever I stopped at the rope drop, because if I didn't, she would have gotten trampled far worse. Our son had his foot injured when someone ran over with a double stroller, and he couldn't walk for a couple days. We still went to the parks. He just dealt with
sunburn. You had massive sunburn.
I almost hospitalized once, ironically, from Typhoon Lagoon. My parents didn't sue Disney over it.
I know, right?
If I later get skin cancer from severe burns, can I? It was Typhoon Lagoon's fault. $2 million.
Disney got my wife. Oh my God.
No, I was burned so bad. The nurse said that if it was any worse, they would have sent me to the hospital because it was severe sun poisoning, severe sunburn. My own fault.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. In this case, maybe she didn't see the whatever, but people are like, well, was the wave bigger than usual? Because anybody that's been to that park, there's a big wave every 20 minutes.
And if it is the wave pool, I'm not sure where it exits, but the way it read when I went to the website is that the kid slides exit into a part of the wave pool. So it could have not even been the main wave, but when the wave goes through, you'll get a rush towards the sides, which honestly wouldn't be the smartest place to put the exit of a kid slide. But that's
it would not be. So that might be their, I don't know, but whatever. How long has this park been open? How many people have been through it? And how many people have been hurt?
It's been for years. I've gone since I was a kid.
Hell of a lot worse than that.
And, so I know it's been open for, quite a while.
Disney's Action Park.
Yeah, I know. I wondered when you were going to say that.
Yeah, I forgot all that. Actually, it is. That might be the title of the video, Disney's Action Park.
I don't know if I'd title it that because you aren't going to get it.
Typhoon Lagoon is. They're going to be like, what's Action Park?
They're probably going to be like Action Park.
There's a whole.
Just be careful what results come up.
Right.
It's Action Park, not Action Pork.
There's Action Pork. Sounds like a drive-through.
I mean, I'm just saying, never mind.
I get it. There's a documentary on Action Park. It's really good. There's YouTubers have covered Action Park. It was the most dangerous theme park ever, and it did involve water and stuff. People got hurt, killed, maimed.
They call it the most tragic place on earth.
I think so. We're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up. All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.